bitch!
Pornography destroyed my life. When I vomited in the bed, I just laid it. I'm not even fucking with it. That's not what a cat penis looks like. Welcome to what is this show called? God damn it, we're back. Welcome to Good Morning Gamers. There we go, baby. I got to get the bubbly. Your Papa Jaffe's tired as fuck. I appreciate you being here. I know it's not that early, but it's early for me. I was up super late. Here's why. I know this is such an old game, but my kid introduced me to Sudokus, Jason Sudokus. I don't fucking know what it's called. The fucking Sudoku game, which has been around forever. But there's an Apple Arcade version of it, and it is it's nothing crazy unique. It's just nicely color coded, and it's got little nice sounds when you get a row and stuff. And my brain has just been chewing through it and loving it the last couple days. So I've been up till like 2:30 in bed, just and it's terrible. It's a terror. And here's the thing, I know when I go to sleep and I put my phone like somewhere else, like in the bathroom, and I charge it, and it's not with me by my bedstand, I get so much better sleep. I have that knowledge. I have that data point. And yet, there clearly is something I want more. I clearly want to do that. I mean, it's such a joy to get in bed at 12 and just lose yourself to the fucking phone. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that a terrible thing? But it's true. It's absolutely true. We're going to be talking about a handful of things today on the morning show. As you may very well know, it's not just video game news in the morning. We talk about video game adjacent, which is another way. It's a fancy pants way. It's a learning school way, because I done gone to the college, of basically saying we're going to be talking about lots of geek topics, not just games. That's the Gabbin' and Games show. So, listen, we got to get into the alien shit from yesterday. There was a top secret classified hearing, but reading between the lines, and not even that between the lines, these Congress folks have come out and said some things. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Elden Ring. Bukaki Drive-By is here. Bukaki, are you there? Can you hear me? He's coming in live from Ecuador. With there
where are you?
Ha zing. Bukaki, how's life at the grocery store? You could not join us yesterday because you were managing a whole... Let me ask you this. Who's the worst employee you manage at the grocery store? Like, who's the asshole that you can't handle?
I got that guy fired already, but
do people
had to
go ahead?
He had to go to lunch at a specific time.
Yeah,
and if he didn't get to go, he would throw a fucking fit. So I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this, and he's no longer with us.
Was he kind of like a millennial dude?
No, he was like in his 40s. Really?
Because I hear the millennials are really hard to work with. Who was it? Jodie Foster came out this week, and she was just like, dude, I think she was joking, but I'm going to tell you something. Every person I talk to who still works in video games, who's like over 45 that manages people, they're like, look, I got no issue with the younger generation, but it is absolutely true that they are a very different mindset, and you have to manage them very differently than you manage, people over 40. because there's just a different expectation about what work means to them, which I think is not good or bad. It's just interesting, you know. Let me ask you this question about people at the grocery store. Do people go in the back and fuck sometimes? You know that's happening. It happens at Disneyland. No, don't laugh like you're just... Go shut up. You know it. You're telling me there are some employees at the grocery store ain't fucking in the back room. It's like, hey, could you see if you have any more fruit by the foot? Yeah, it's just in the back. And he gets back there to check, and like, I don't know, Mandy's back there. And she's like, woohoo, look at my new shoes. Aren't they sexy? And then he's all like, yeah, woohoo. And they're doing it, you know, by the whatever's in the back of the grocery store. That doesn't happen?
Yeah, there's a designated fucking area in the dairy cooler. It's more exciting because people might be able to see you.
If you're into that, yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you ever spy on people through the dairy cooler? Because there's like a little world back there, right?
I don't have to hide to spy on people. Everyone is just so like unaware while they're shopping that you could literally stare at them the whole time.
What is the grossest thing you've seen somebody do, like a customer at the grocery store? Like, do they pick their nose and then pick up the produce and shit?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh my
People
God.
have no consideration.
Oh,
probably the grossest thing. The grossest implication is somebody took a rotisserie chicken in the bathroom, and by the time we found it, it was like ran through like.
Somebody okay, but were they like eating it because they couldn't afford to buy it, or they were like shitting and eating the chicken?
I don't know. Either way, like that bathroom does not smell good at any time. So
yeah, those little grocery store bathrooms are weird.
Just fucking sitting in there eating it, like I don't know. You got to be down pretty bad, or you have to be into some fucked up shit.
And you guys throw food away, right? I know that's restaurants, and I know sometimes at my Ralph's they have like a manager shelf where it's like, this is about to go bad, but it's not bad yet. But I mean, do you guys throw a lot of food away that's pretty good food that you could donate to a shelter if you weren't assholes?
No, we don't. We actually donate a lot of food to the local shelter.
Nice. That's nice. Do you work for a big chain or like a mom and pop grocery store, if those still exist? I don't know.
I work for a big chain.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Listen to me, Bukkake. Travis has just joined the Diet Soda Soldiers. Think about that for a minute. Travis has ponied up
a lot of Travises.
Well, this is the Travis that's ponied up his ducats and said, Jaffe, I want whatever it is that you're smoking. And to him, I would say this. Well,
let me tell you this.
Let me tell you something, Travis. I got a trivia question. You have earned a trivia question. And I don't think you're going to get it, Travis. Thank you for joining, though. Thank you for your generosity. Listen to me. Pick a page or pick a number between, let's just say, Travis, 6 and 133. And then I am going to ask you a question and see if you can get it. It's good to see everybody else, though. Bishop, good to catch you live as well. Alex S., I didn't recommend The Beekeeper with Jason Statham, which is the number 2 movie in America right now. The number 1 movie in America at $33 million is Mean Girls. That's right. It is a goddamn cornucopia of useless facts in my brain. Okay, now Travis has picked 6. Pick a number 1, 2, 3, 1 to 10. 1 to 10, Travis, and I'm going to ask you a question. I want to see if you can get it. Or if anybody gets
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls. What did I say?
You said Mean Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls. The Mean Girls is, there was the movie, then they did a Broadway musical, and then this is the movie based on the Broadway musical. So that opened.
I was like, did they remake that fucking movie?
They made the movie based on the musical based on the film. It's very fetch. Now listen, Travis picked 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What animal in the Caribbean have a different accent than other animals, the same breed, the same type of animal elsewhere in the world? So every other animal of this breed has the same way of communicating. But in the Caribbean, this animal has an accent. Come on now. And while you're waiting, Travis, this is from the 1500 Weird, Wacky, and Fascinating Facts. Am I plugging the book? No. Nobody pays me to plug shit. Except your mom last night. Yes! But it's a great book. It's a lot of fun. It's not human. Travis, you got it. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Fuck it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He ain't got no idea. Sperm whales in the Caribbean have a different accent than other whales in the ocean. There you go, folks. Not a dog. Thank you, Travis, though. Thank you for joining. Listen, I want to tell you what's going on.
How can they tell that?
I don't fucking know. These are scientists.
That's stupid. That's a dumbass fact.
They should be grateful that they can do a little bit of research and not be stuffed in their fucking lockers like they should be the fucking Poindexters.
Well,
I don't
the
fucking know.
fucking scientists are sitting around listening to whale calls. They're like, oh, well, over here they sound like, and in the Caribbean they're like, like, what the... What does a whale call accent even mean?
Why don't you leave that to the scientists? They're probably smarter than we are. Listen, we're going to get to them in a minute, but I want to tell you something.
They're sitting around listening to whales fucking talking to each other. I don't think they're that much smarter. You have to have a degree to do that?
Hey, look what we're doing tonight, Bukaki. Look at Jaffe moving on. I wasn't prepared to talk about it. Pot and Popcorn tonight for members only. Meet us over at the Discord at 4 o'clock California time. I'll tell you how to watch the motion picture shows with your pals at the Gabbin' and Games. We're going to be watching Brain Dead, Peter Jackson's one of his first movies, one of the goriest movies. Somebody told me that it still holds the world record for the most on-set blood ever used. But then we're going to be watching a movie. We're probably going to start with this movie, Zombie Ass, Toilet of the Dead. It is...
what the fuck?
I'm going to show you the trailer. I showed it last night on the last night show, but I'm going to show you the trailer because it's just a joy. Now, I don't know if the movie is as good as the trailer. It's only a minute and a half. It's not going to kill you to watch. Just watch the goddamn thing. And then afterwards, we will get into some Elden Ring discussion and other things.
Oh, boy.
Shut up, fucker. All right, here we go. Zombie Ass, The Toilet of the Dead. This is one of our movies tonight, and it is batshit. Here we go.
This has to be a porn parody of something.
It's not, but it looks like a porn at first. When I showed it yesterday, people were like, is this a porn? I'm like, no, it's not a porn. Here we go. Maybe. There we go.
This is most dangerous movie. To unfighting, keep living. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie. They wake up. 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 They come in the toilet. Zombie Ass, the toilet of the dead. This is Japanese zombie. They are living in the toilet. They purpose. They are danger. 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 Machine gun motion. Nowhere. Arizona Kamura. Asana Mamu. My Zirano. Donny. On cheeks on Doshita Movie Lobo Milch Zombie coming soon.
How can you not be in love with that? That is Zombie Ass, and that is this evening. One of our Pot and Popcorn films. It's by the director of Robo Geisha, which we have watched before on Pot and Popcorn, which was fucking delightful, just great stuff. So, you gonna watch that movie with us tonight, Bukaki? You gonna be there or not tonight?
Man, what the hell's wrong with you people?
That's the best kind of movie. That's the best kind of motion picture to get high to. You want to watch fucking Oppenheimer while we're high as a goddamn kite? You got to watch the fun.
I already saw Oppenheimer. Okay, I don't need to see it again.
Fucking see that. I mean, I know it. I just don't like Christopher Nolan. Isn't that terrible? I know he's probably an amazing filmmaker. I've liked pretty much every movie of his I've seen. I just find him intolerable. I find him so up his own fucking butthole. Is that just me, though?
I mean, I don't hate him, but I don't sniff his fucking farts like everybody else either. I think his movies are okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine, and Inception's a great idea, and I like that he makes original shit and stuff, but he just seems so fucking arrogant. And, hey, it's cinema. Everybody has to watch the cinema.
I mean, he did say Zack Snyder's like great, so he might be not that.
Yeah,
up his own ass.
Maybe he just comes across that way. Look, I can't accuse. I know people come across people think I come across a certain way in the press, and then they talk to me and they go, "You're not like that." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. So maybe that's
yeah."
Listen, yeah, I know, I get it. Listen, Elden Ring. I want to talk about this briefly because I've been stuck on this game at this spot, which is the Godskin duo, and I've been stuck on these guys for on and off about fuck you. I've been stuck on these guys about 4 to 5 months, and I'm never going to give up on this game because I love it so much. It's my favorite game. But I could not figure out how to kill these guys. And I finally went online because a lot of people were telling me, it's like, Jaffe, you need to use sleep on these guys. And so I went out and I got some, I don't know, sleep shit to put on my sword or some such shit. Nothing worked. And so I'm just like, whatever. Finally, I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. Let me go to the internet. And I know that's what is Miyazaki is like. He's like, dude, that's how I designed the game. I want people to talk about it. I want you to get help from each other. And I hate that. I'm a kid of the 80s. Only losers called the Nintendo helpline. It's something you got to figure out on your own or you're not good enough, right? But I finally gave in. It's
so weird.
What's weird?
Well, like, you're like an advocate for like easy mode for these types of games, right? But you don't want someone to jump in co-op to help you, or you don't want to go online and try to look at tips.
Well, because I want the experience the director is offering. So in this case, the director is saying, no, the experience I'm offering is I'm intentionally putting in this content that is pretty opaque because I want people to kind of work together in the community. Oh, hey, did you know this? Did you discover this? And so that is his actual intention. But it's just so opposite to sort of what I'm into as a gamer because that's just not what I'm used to. But I'm like, you know what? That's what he wants. So fuck it, I'm going to do it. And so I did. And this video right here, How to Easily Kill Godskin Duo by Tyrannicon, he finally was very specific. He's like, oh, you need to get the sleep pots. And I'm like, what the fuck is a sleep pot? Right? Like, I've never even used the pots in this game. There are so many mechanics in this game, which is why it is just such a great game that you can play the whole game and never see the majority of the systems. But it's like, oh, here's what a sleep pot does. You can throw it at one of the bad guys, and they fall asleep for a little bit, and you can just wail on the other guy, and you don't have to worry about the guy who's sleeping. I'm like, fuck. How do I make a sleep pot? So I went up and looked up how to make a sleep pot. Now I'm going in with like 12 sleep pots. I'm going to kick his ass tonight. But I'm just saying it is a different mentality. And a lot of people, when they come at me, by the way, I'm sure some of you fuckers are watching this live or after the fact, that come at me and say, oh, look at Mr. FU. How the fuck have you not finished Elden Ring? Well, bitch, I'm 52. I've got kids. I got a business. I got a life. And I'm also playing every fucking game under the sun, motherfucker. But that said, Mr. FU, let me ask you a question. Because here's what I think. A lot of people who talk about, I finished this, I finished that, I finished this, right? How much of them finishing those games was done without any help? Because I guarantee you, most people who finished Elden Ring went online and got some help. You finished Elden Ring, right, Bukaki?
Yeah.
Did you get any help from anybody online or?
Well, part of the reason I got it was because all my friends were actually interested in it, which was cool for me because I was going to get it no matter what, and we co-opted a lot of the game. So. Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So to say you finished it, when I say I finished a game, it means it's a little bit different. It means I fucking finished that fucking game. I didn't ask my friends to hold my hand and walk me through the goddamn thing. I'm like, I bought it for myself. I didn't buy it to, if it's a co-op game, fine.
Maybe if you had friends, you would have known to shoot that block in Metroid Dread, buddy.
Look, that game is listen, it's going to come out, and everybody who knows, who watches this show knows that I do not neurodiversity shame. I am very neurodiverse. Almost every member of my family's fucking neurodiverse as fuck, including autism. So I'm not autism shaming.
Yeah, we can tell.
Good. But let's be clear. Metroid Dread is a
masterpiece.
Is a hidden autism test by the government. Okay, if you can solve that fucking game and enjoy it, that's fine, but you're You're on that good doctor spectrum. I'm sorry. And nothing's wrong with that, by the way.
No.
It's true. Nothing wrong. Nothing in the world's wrong with being autistic or neurodiverse. I'm neurodiverse as fuck. I'm just saying that game is that. You don't know how much money I make every time I put up a video making fun of Metroid Dread, though. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, but it's a guaranteed amount of money. If I make a video from just that clip that I just said, yeah, Comic Bandito says I'm Castlevania challenged. If I put that clip up, I'll probably make, 80 to $150 just for like 5 minutes of work. That's not bad. That's not bad.
You should do that and then just give me the money.
Yeah, well, I'm giving
every day.
I got every day. Well, I don't make them every day. It'll get old. I got up to the moon.
You should make fun of Nintendo games.
I love Nintendo, though. I can't make fun of things I don't genuinely believe in making fun of.
Just sell out for the money, though.
No, I can't do that. Listen, fuck you, Antonio. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even reading your comment. Okay. Am I sober when I play games? Yeah, unless I play them on stream for fun. Okay. Listen. Who is it? Addy Pie is saying, Jaffe, why are you so adamant on aliens existing? It's obvious they don't. Oh, listen, bitch. I'm going to tell you. Well, let's switch gears, shall we? Let's jump. I mean, listen, let's get off the jokey, haha, fun. Listen, there's the fact that the world is not obsessively talking about this tells you all you need to know about something. I don't know what it is. But there was a hearing yesterday, and I'm just going to play you a couple of clips because these are not fringe people. These are Republicans and Democrats who are currently elected officials in Congress that are coming out of classified meetings. And I want to play you a little bit of what especially two of them said because it's absolutely batshit. Okay, so this is the guy who's kind of leading the effort. I think he's from North Carolina or Tennessee. Tim Burchett, he is talking about, I'm just going to play the first 2 minutes of this interview he did after. Listen to this. Listen to what he says, and then I'm going to play you what this woman says who came out of the hearings. It's stunning.
Joining me now, fresh from today's skiff in Washington, is Congressman Tim Burchett. Tim, welcome back, and interesting day so far?
Just another day on Capitol Hill, brother.
Now, listen, you say another day, but, interesting topic of conversation, potentially. What was the purpose of today's skiff?
Well, we brought in a fella who was, I guess, just to establish that Grush's legitimacy and his claims that he made about things.
And Congressman Jared Moskowitz told Askapol that after the skiff that it was the first real briefing you all had. Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy said he didn't get the answers he wanted as relates to the substance of David Grush's claims. Now, that seems a mixed bag. Is that fair to say?
I'd say it's fair to say, but I think everybody left there thinking and knowing that Grush is legit. If they didn't think that before, I think. And I tell you, the best thing about it was we had 16 members there.
Okay. Jaffe, if we are invaded by aliens, are you able to do flips and gather weapons from falcons to take pure aliens?
Jenna Hayes, I appreciate that super chat. I got to tell you, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's see. If we're invaded by aliens, are you able to do flips and gather weapons from falcons? Is that a reference, or are you just being, surreal? I
can answer that. He can't do any flips.
I cannot do flips, no. Or gather weapons from falcons because I don't know any falcons or falcons. Is it falcons? I don't know.
The only thing I could think of while watching that clip was that mother walking in.
No. Yeah, I know. No. What, the baby walking in with BBC back in the pandemic.
How come nobody knows how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit?
Listen, I love that. Listen to this is nothing, though. This is nothing. Okay, it's not even aliens, Salvador. Listen. Okay, so this is him basically saying, though, anybody in that meeting, what we got from that meeting is Grush is legit. Now, if you don't know Grush, you're not paying attention to what you should be paying attention to. He's the guy who went in front of the Congress whistleblower in July and said, hey, The Roswell was real. I've seen stuff. I've talked to high-ranking officials. There's this program of reverse engineering these ships. His concern and the reason he's bringing it forward is that he is saying that Russia and China also have access to a lot of these things, and they are, as they tend to do, because they don't have the same kind of human rights. We ain't great at it, but we're better than they are at protecting human rights. They're throwing bodies at it, were his words, meaning people are dying, but they are making progress in reverse engineering this technology. And so it's kind of become a thing, blah, blah, blah. So first off, here's the first thing I want to point out to you. The head of this committee, Republican, Tim Burchett, whatever, is saying, hey, Grush, he ain't some con artist. This guy's legit. Okay, that's number one. Now, listen to this. This woman comes out of Congress. She's a congresswoman. Listen to what she says. This is, to me, fascinating. And this is why, no, Addie Pie, it's not aliens. This is insane.
I think it's incredibly important to listen to the specific words that Grush uses. You know, Grush never said extraterrestrial or alien. He said interdimensional.
But one member used the term that what they were exploring here were, her phrase, interdimensional beings. Is that something that we're dealing with here potentially?
Now, let me remind you, we're not looking at footage from Independence Day 3. These are real Congress people who are fucking elected officials who are talking about intra-dimensional fucking beings. Let's keep going.
Alex Jones
it's easy to be disappointed when you don't get all the information that you want, which I understand. I would have loved to receive much more information, but I think that it's reasonable to say that everyone that was in the room received probably new information. I certainly did, and think that's interesting. Additional information to continue the investigation.
Right. So that's his answer to talk about interdimensional beings. He wasn't laughing it off. He wasn't saying, oh, guys. He was saying, I think we all received very unique new information, everybody in that room. Now, I had to look this up because I didn't even know what the fuck. I mean, I knew from Indiana Jones, like the spaces within spaces, but I'm like, what the fuck? And there's a theory. Have you heard the interdimensional theory, Bukaki, about aliens?
No, actually.
I hadn't either. And apparently it is, exactly what it sounds like. It's like, when people talk about flat world, like there are people who live in two dimensions, would basically, no, they don't say people live in, but they're saying if you lived in two dimensions, it's a thought experiment to explain how dimensions work. Interdimensional, sorry, not intra. And so if you're living in flat world, you can't even perceive three-dimensional beings because they're out of your dimension. And you could see them if they intersected just for like a blip when they're coming through the surface and then they're gone. Similarly, the theory is that there are other dimensions, like 5th, 6th, 7th, up to 10, I think, dimensions. And what we're actually seeing is not aliens from outer space. We're seeing things, people, whatever, that live in these other dimensions that are somehow able to move into our dimension, whether it's intentional, whether it's tourism, whether it's an accident. Nobody fucking knows. But it's a real fucking theory that amongst certain physicists and stuff is like, that kind of holds some weight. And the fact, though, I'm just telling you, the fact that you guys are watching this, I am not showing you some shit from Alex Jones, fellas. I'm not showing you shit from, some fringe YouTuber channel who just wants to believe more than anything. These motherfuckers are coming out and saying the whistleblower is legit, and you've seen him all over the news. And then he's saying that we're talking about interdimensional beings, not aliens. Why would she even point that out? Why would she come out and say this?
I think it's incredibly important to listen to the specific words that Grush uses. Grush never said extraterrestrial or alien. He said interdimensional.
Right. She's basically saying, I can't tell you they're not aliens, but they're not aliens. But I will give credence to Grush saying interdimensional right after the head of the committee said everybody left that room thinking Grush was legit. I used to believe, Zeke says it is EMF mind manipulation. I used to believe this was all a psyops on the part of the government. But when you look at how many people of different walks are involved in reporting this, looking into this, questioning this, and that it has been going on for decades, and we've gotten nothing leaked about the program itself, which is a psyops. I don't get it. I don't believe that. Bukaki, what do you think? Am I out of my fucking mind, or is this something to be fascinated by, and people just aren't paying attention for the most part?
I mean, it's for sure fascinating. I'm not surprised that no one's paying attention to it because it has nothing to do with celebrities or gossip or whatever. Because me and my friend talk about like conspiracy and shit like that sometimes, and I tell them like they don't have to hide anything that they're doing because no one's paying attention anyway.
Yeah.
Like they can have a hearing tomorrow saying like, oh yeah, 9/11 was us, sorry. And probably nobody would really care.
That's probably true. 619-786-3431. Call in on the red phone if you have a thought about this. Let me tell you something else. Bukaki has a bit of an echo. Let me see what I can do. Bukaki, say something real quick.
Fuck you.
Keep talking. Oh, I see why. Okay, hang on.
Fuck you. Fuck off.
All right, there we go. I'll tell you something. You know, if this turns out to be real, like, why do you think they're holding it from our awareness? And I think I have a theory, but let's see what the caller wants to say first. Hey, it's Jaffe. What's up?
Hey, Jaffe. It's Plazukas here on YouTube.
Hey, man.
I think it's still a psyops. I think just saying interdimensional for aliens is just another way. It's like going from all these new words that are confusing that would basically make it so that the people can't understand it completely, because I didn't understand interdimensional until you just explained it. And so it's a new like word that is popular or that is confusing.
I can get that logic, but explain to me the meta game here. So if it is a psyops and you've got Republicans and Democrats and they're all over the gambit of, or they run the gambit of conservative to far left progressives, you've got whistleblowers, you've got military guys who are coming out and saying this stuff for decades. What is the psyops exactly? What value? Ian Anderson in the chat says if it was a psyop, you'd be seeing this stuff everywhere. I'm only hearing Jaffe talk about it. I mean, it is on the news. The New York Times had a front page about the Tic Tac alien or alien UFO or UAP, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you're not wrong. If it really was a pushed government thing, it would be all over the place. But let me ask you this, though. Why do you think it would be a psyops? Like, what are they psyoping us about? What do they want to distract us from?
Well, I think everything. I think that's been the effort of a lot of politicians and just leaders in the world. If it's not for technology purposes to distract us from governmental, maneuverings or local state elections, it could be for anything. I don't think it has any specific use anymore, specifically. But I mean, I generally do believe in, aliens or some other beings in the world. But I don't believe that, I don't believe in a lot of what is being said about them, or that we've seen them. You have no evidence or you have no links to something that would propose evidence. You're just saying your gut tells you this is too weird to believe and it's probably horseshit. Yeah, I just think it goes from when we have all these HD TVs, before it was just regular TVs, now it's HD TVs. Just another term for alien fanatics to continue their propaganda about aliens existing and trying to, if you want to psyop it, you can psyop it. If you want to try to make funds or make money off of it, you can make money off of it. It's just another way to reinvent the narrative of now there's aliens. I get the plan. I get the master plan of how how it works, but I still don't get the intention behind it. Yeah, and I wouldn't know I wouldn't know how to speak on the intention of it either, specifically, other than generally speaking, how is any of the other conversations regarding aliens
or how technology, like if you're playing video games, distract us from the actual real stuff that's going on. What is the intentions? I always think it's money.
Yeah.
That's usually what it comes down to. There's a lot of money that goes into these kind of researches that are just wasted. If you believe in them, then they're not wasted. But just like if you try to, research paranormal activities with all these technologies that they use, the EMF readers and all these things, like you can invest in that. But if you don't believe in it, if you think it's a hoax, then it's just a waste of money. And then you look at it from this perspective. Now they're going to be new research in interdimensional science, which there probably already is. There's probably scientists that are in that field.
All right, I got you. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the call, buddy. I don't mean to cut you off. I just know when I get the point, and I assume somebody else in the audience gets it too, and I'm like, all right, let's move. But I appreciate it, bud. Thanks, man. I have ADD. I can't open. I'm sorry. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea that we're being distracted so people can spend money, but that would imply that if we weren't being distracted by this, the default position for most, at least Americans, is to watch what the politicians are doing and what they're spending. And exactly. We don't do that anyway. We don't do that when we're not being psyoped. So
that's what I tell people. Like, they don't need to do anything. We are already distracted because life is hard enough as it is without having to worry about what these fuckers are doing.
Right. Cosmic Bandito says, first you have to prove there are higher level dimensions. Well, you have to prove that if you're going to prove that that's what these are. But if you're seeing things and there's evidence of those things, and, according to Grush, which now we're hearing from Congress is legit, he's saying that there has been contact with these things on the part of certain governments in the past. And so maybe they've just said, well, they could be lying, or they could have shown us how to prove it. I don't fucking know. But anyway, I think this shit's fascinating. I think it's amazing. And I think, it's important. Like Ian in the chat says, it spooks me out that these Congress people are taking it so seriously, though. None of them are trying to little green men this away. Right. The fact that you are getting... maybe it's because I've seen this narrative play out since I was a kid in the 70s, and you've never seen this response. Maybe if you're not kind of used to this you have nothing to compare it to. But growing up, if you would have asked a professional politician about intradimensional beings, if you got an answer at all, they would have made some Star Trek reference and been like, "Live long and prosper," and everybody would have laughed and everybody would have moved on with their life. The fact that you've got these guys who are actually going, no, we're going to have a conversation with the press about interdimensional beings. Come on. We've stepped into wonderful crazy land. People say I'm rude to people on the call. Listen, let's be clear. I'm not rude. I love when people call in. Okay. But the fact of the matter is I don't have a screen caller, a call screener. I don't have any indication to know when the audience is getting tired of the call. And I use my own gut to go, I think we get the point. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to the callers. I'm just like, I think we got it. Let's move on. Because the show is not, you're not just listening in on a phone call. The phone call is intended, no, it may not be. My show may be shit. But the show is intended to be engaging and entertaining for people who watch it. And everyone from me to Bukaki to the people who call are servants to you guys. We want you to be engaged. So it's not about being rude. It's about going, let's move.
Stop being pussies, guys. Okay. This generation is the one that's too scared to call Domino's to order a fucking pizza. So shut up.
Are they really?
You never heard anybody say that? I have so much anxiety that I can't call Domino's, order pizza. I got to order it online.
I have not heard that, but I do like ordering online.
Speaking
of, did you guys see this thing called the R1, the rabbit technology that everybody's talking about coming out of? It's not the vibrator that's coming out of CES this week. Did you see this thing? I'll put it up on the screen.
No.
It's very interesting. I don't know if it's going to work in terms of be successful. It's $199. Rabbit R1 AI agent, but I do think it's going to give way to some changes. So this is, I'll put it up on the screen. I'm not going to play the audio. This is called the Rabbit, and it's meant to It's basically, we all know what like large language models are, like AI. You can ask it shit, blah blah blah. But it also has what they're calling large action model, which is, it's not just about going, hey, ChatGPT, who was the president in 1922? It's going, hey, this guy gave an example. He's like, I need a ride to the airport. I've got 3 people and 6 pieces of luggage. And it comes back and says, okay, gotcha. I got you an Uber booked. It's an Uber XL. Do you want it? Yes or no? Boom. You hit the thing. It's basically doesn't just understand what you're saying, but it goes out to the world and does things for you, from reservations to getting cars to, he said, I want to take my family on a trip to Europe, make me an itinerary, book me the flights, do all the things. And then it sent him an itinerary. And then he said, I like this, but it's too much. Make it a little bit of a lighter trip to Europe. And she did it. It was a she voice. So again, I don't think the actual device is going to be something people rush for, because I don't think it's sexy enough to get you to walk away from your phone, even though you can use it as a phone. But I think this kind of what they're dubbing large action model versus large language model, I absolutely think you're going to start seeing this in phones, because once you see what he can do with it, you're like going, yeah, I want my phone to do that. I don't want to give up. Like this guy, he takes a picture of his refrigerator. He says, tell me what I can make in here with low calorie, that's low calorie. And it comes back after looking at the food in his fridge and gives him a recipe. I think in this case, it was for like a vegan omelet or vegetarian omelet or whatever. It's fucking
woke
cool.
BS.
What?
Woke BS.
Yeah. It's really fucking cool. It's $199. It goes on sale on Easter. I think this is where it's going. In fact, Bill Gates wrote a futurist article a couple of months ago and saying that we're getting away from software. We're getting away from having computers because we won't need them. We'll just need these devices to just ask for what we want, and it will do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could buy one of these.
Why?
I would just feel like a brain dead zombie, just constantly talking in this little box because I can't think of anything to do on my own. Like,
it's not that you can't think to do it on your own, but why would you not want it? Like, consider ordering an Uber, right? Just something as simple as ordering an Uber. Do you really want to go into the app and then enter the address and go to your contacts and say, okay, you want it in 5, or do you just would you rather just say to your machine, hey, I'm going to the movies in an hour. I want to see this movie that starts at 12:30. Get me there. And then she'll say, oh yeah, okay. Based on traffic and based on the distance from your house, here's your Uber. The movie starts here. Do you want me to buy you tickets? I mean, yeah. Could you do all that on your own? Sure. But why would you? Why would it
take that long?
But you have time to do other things.
Ordering an Uber doesn't take that long. It's not that big a deal.
It's not none of it's a big deal, but it's what you get with the extra time. It's what you get with, sure, it's not, but you're on the fast track, Bukkake, to becoming one of those old people who hates technology. I'm just warning you. I've seen this before. I've seen this behavior in young people before.
I don't hate technology. I just I don't like things. Like, this is just another thing.
Yeah, but they also have some, although this is a better price point. They also have something that you just wear on your shirt, like a Star Trek, that little insignia thing that you talk to the computer. I mean, ultimately, you're not going to be carrying around this and a phone. They want this to replace the phone, even though they say they don't. But I think what's going to happen is people aren't ready to replace their phones, but they are ready for this functionality, and it will be it will absolutely be in upgrades to phones pretty soon, I think.
This thing should be an app. I don't know why you have to buy the little box.
Well, he doesn't want it to be an app, because then he's like, you have to open an app and then go to the app. It's a fundamental philosophical shift in how we relate to our technology. It's not that there aren't other ways to do it that are slower. Like even what you just saw there, he's like, I want a pizza, order me a pizza. And it's like, okay, you want your favorite pizza from Pizza Hut? And he says, yeah. And it just orders it.
Yeah, but you could do that with your phone.
You can do that with a phone call. You can do that by getting in the car and driving to Pizza Hut. But, you know.
So why do I got to pay money and carry this fucking thing around?
You don't have to, but I'm getting my pizza faster. And this is not a big ass box. Look how tiny that is.
Actually, not even true. I'll go pick it up myself, so I'll get it before you do.
I don't know. Anyway, I don't
know. I don't like relying on stuff like this. I don't know why. It just bugs me.
Well, you're going to hell. But this is the future.
Yeah, maybe Ian's right. I got to watch the actual keynote.
The keynote's great. I mean, the keynote's great for two reasons. One is that it's showing some amazing tech.
Yeah, because you're just saying like you can order pizza and Uber on it. I'm like, who fucking cares?
Well, no, that's what it's doing. It's not, you know, when you get done with it, you're not going to go, oh my God, Jaffe didn't mention that it can cure cancer. No, it is still basically a virtual assistant in your pocket that now has the ability to do things for you versus just bring you information. Sure, that's what it is, but that's where all of this is going. And it's you know, it's amazing to see. God, amazing. It's Jaffe, that thing is dumb. Fuck you. You know what? What is it like to be me, surrounded by a lack of vision? It's really weird. Slayer says, so it's a phone. No, Slayer, it's not just a phone, you fucking moron.
I don't know. I guess like even the whole thing about booking.
Let's go back to this comment. So it's a phone. No, can you go to your rotary phone from the goddamn 1970s and go, order me a pizza and an Uber? What? No, and it's not a pager either. It looks like a pager, so my joke must work. It's a pager. No, it's not a pager. It is a large language learning model and large action model device. It does shit for you. God, what?
Ryan last name says, don't take it out on the chat. Your bukkake boyfriend is being the same way.
Do you think people watching the chat though right now actually think I'm mad at them? Like, I mean, that's what I wonder.
He thinks you've never called me a fucking moron.
Come on, that's why I do the show. You should get your own show. It's wonderful. You can call everybody stupid that don't agree with you, and if they start offering up objective but valid points, you just turn them off. It's the best thing in the world.
Says, senile grandpa thinking Tamagotchi is the future.
You are such an idiot, Man Cave. You are a fucking idiot, and the truth is this.
Everybody hates you.
I don't know.
I'm glad
I'm
your
not
husband
sold.
died.
Like I could Google cool trip to Europe, and it'll give me a whole list of shit to do. Why do I need this thing?
But it's not just giving you a list. It's going, here's some cool shit you can do. I've booked it for your time and your family based on your interest. And if you're into this, hit this button. I'll make you reservations. I'll pay for it. I'll have them send you all the brochures or emails so you guys can be prepped to understand what the fuck this Broadway show I just booked you into is about. It is basically an assistant that does shit. It doesn't just give you information. And it's not $9.99. It's $199, Addy Pie, you fuck.
$199?
Yeah, Jeez. And there's no subscription. It's just $199 and you're done.
Jeez Louise. Maybe $50. I might think about it. $199?
Oh my God. You guys.
Come on.
You guys. Oh my, let's move on because this is.
Like I said, this should be an app. Why the fuck do I got to buy this little orange thing?
Oh God. You can use it as an app. Hello, I'd like to order a medium pepperoni, says Cosmic. No problem. Yeah, you can do it on the phone if you want. God. Okay. Anyway, to the visionaries out there, not even the visionaries, the people.
Like, if you buy me one of these, I'll use it, but I'm not buying one myself.
No, I didn't talk about. Ian says Jaffe forgot to talk about how it learns, because this ain't the room for it, Ian. I could sit there and go, well, you know, you can also do whatever you want on your computer, and there's an app that allows you to show, and this is all true, by the way, to allow you the app to watch what you're doing, and then in doing so, it teaches them how to do things, right? So if you're like, these are the kind of spreadsheets I write for work, watch me make one and watch the things I like, and then it will now know what you like, and you can just say, hey, make me one of the spreadsheets, and it'll do it in your style.
Sell that to third parties, and that's where they get most of their money. You think they're not going to do that?
Man Cave says this is exactly what happened to Kanye. I'm a genius. I'm a visionary. First off, I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm saying I just have the capability to recognize cool shit that is probably genius. I have told you, listen, I want you to talk about, it is Saturday. Most of you aren't working today. It is, you have enough money in your pocket to afford the ability to be on the internet. And I have just talked to you motherfuckers about interdimensional beings and goddamn virtual assistants living in your pocket. We're inches away from Blade Runner.
We already have that.
It is stupid.
It's called your phone.
It's
Siri, Google.
Why do we
Bixby.
need intradimensional beings? We have normal dimensional beings.
Interdimensional child molesters. Globalists coming for you.
I just don't understand. Why?
Jaffe's a reptilian.
Zeke says,
tell me where the adrenochrome is.
Zeke says it's a pocket nursing home. All right. Okay. Anyway.
You use Alexa every day, don't you? You have one of these things.
Yeah, I love
already.
Alexa.
It just has a different name.
It's not the same thing. I cannot tell. It's not. They make a point of that in this demo. You can't go to Alexa right now and say, order me a pizza.
I mean, what are they going to do? Be like, hey, we already have 5 of these, but here's another one.
I will give you $100 if you can. And now again, you can go to Alexa and say, okay, open up the Pizza Hut app. And then you've already gone into the Pizza Hut app and you've entered all this shit. And then you're like, after you've done the work, you can say, order me a pizza, Alexa, and it'll do it based on a lot of legwork you've already done. But that's not the same as this at all. At all.
It's the same.
And by the way, before I move on, and we are going to move on and talk about a video game, I got to ask you guys a question. It's a series I've never played before, but it's kind of a good, it's a good trailer. But look at this. Let me just show you the best. I'm not going to go through a whole list. I just want to show you how many companies that cover CES are talking about this, right? The best of CES, that's from 3 days ago. I don't know if it's updated. But this is basically on pretty much every editor's list of things that they saw at CES that are really, really fucking cool. Whether you're going on to Wired or CNET, let me find the one I saw the other day. The Verge Awards, let's see that. This is not just some horse shit. This is the industry. People said, well, if they would have made this long ago.
We'll see.
We will see. We will fucking
You think this fucking AI assistant's the future? It's already here.
Okay. I'm also going to get I'm also going to get a bidet with AI, by the way.
That I can get behind.
Best gadget
or in
R1.
front of, I guess.
Look at this. Hugely ambitious, unusual take on AI. Whatever. Let's move forward because I can't handle the lack of vision.
Okay, Kojima.
Goddamn right. Talk to me about this game, Mario versus Donkey Kong. I know this started as a watch and play game or whatever the fuck that thing is called. I've never played one. There's a new trailer for the new one coming out on Switch. Visually, I mean, it's a beautiful cartoony looking game. It looks a lot like Wonder, but even a little more cartoony, which I like. But is this just level, like, is it just like a room, like a puzzle? And it doesn't really play like a game. It plays more like, oh, there's 500, little level puzzles, and, or is it like, what is this? Have you played this?
Casual mode, that's for you.
Yeah, fine by me. But does it just feel like puzzle, or is it more like an action adventure thing? Or I've never understood what this is. It's almost like Toad Treasure Tracker.
There's like stages, and you have to play each stage. Each stage has a different goal. How to reach it.
Is it fun? Is it good?
If you enjoy puzzles.
Okay. I mean, like I liked that Toad Treasure Tracker game on the Wii U, but I only played it for about, a day or two, and then I moved on with my fucking life.
Sorry, there's probably no AI assistant that will do it for you.
Oh, Bukaki, I swear to God, this is why. Okay.
No, they're fun. Like it makes you rack your mind a little bit.
All right,
I have the one on Game Boy, I believe.
Okay, cool. B-Man says, I've been playing Death Stranding 27 hours for the first world. It's addictive. I liked it. I just thought it was I just thought it was a little too slow for me, but I enjoyed it. The Elden Ring DLC, which I hear is coming in February, is the rumor, says Bill Bones. I said that. Bill Bones says this. The DLC proved it's the best doc they've made. When it's Jaffe, maybe beats the game, but I'd love to watch DLC streams after he beats the base.
What the hell did he say?
I think he's saying that after I beat Elden Ring, he would want me to stream DLC for Elden Ring. Which I might, but I mean, I beat Bloodborne with the help of the chat and I loved it. And so I went off and got what was the Old Gods or whatever the DLC was. And I was just Bloodborne out. I couldn't do it anymore. So
yeah, the DLC is like really hard too.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to it, but I think it's more of a, it's one of those things where I think I got to find a way to get back into it once I finish it. But once I finish it, I got to finish Spider-Man 2. Dead Space 1 remake. I'm trying to finish.
Gotta play
Sea of Stars. I just really want to finish some games this year because I do love them, the ones I'm playing, but there's just too many.
Yeah, everyone keeps talking about fucking Alan Wake. Like I cannot stop hearing about Alan Wake.
Yeah,
is it that good?
I don't know. I'm in the minority. I certainly don't dislike it. I like it quite a bit, but I'm not. It's kind of. It feels to me like Alan Wake 1 I couldn't finish either because it was just the pacing is it's a little languishing, and Alan Wake 2 is similar. It's interesting, but I don't find it yet, and I've only gotten to kind of I'll just say the musical part. I don't think I'm that deep into the game. Yeah. And I think it's cool, but I'm not in the camp of oh my god this is game changing regarding design, but I think it's really good. There's nothing bad about it.
People say it's very like David Lynchian, which I can get behind.
It's got the window dressing of David Lynch, a little. It's actually got the window dressing a little bit of David Cronenberg to some extent.
Okay, well, I like that a lot too.
Yeah, of course.
My friend told me he's like it's like David Lynch and Stephen King. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, there's actually a Stephen King story. I forget what it's called. Very similar about a writer who kind of is trapped in his novel or whatever. It's definitely good. There's nothing about it bad to say other than it hasn't grabbed me personally yet where I'm like I have to keep playing, but I'll try because I want to finish it. I love Doom. Somebody asked me, I can't say his name. Can I name 10 games I've finished? I can try. Let's see. Eco, Resident Evil Remake 2, Resident Evil Remake 3, Resident Evil Remake 4. There's a pattern here. Dead Space 2. Bloodborne. Well, I'm not going to count the God.
Actually, you didn't complete the DLC, so that doesn't count.
That's probably true. I love Pizza Tower. I haven't completed it though. But I don't complete a lot of games. But again, go fuck yourself. And I know you're just fucking around. I mean, I'm not saying you're being insulting, but it is weird to me though that it's like again, I probably play more games than almost anybody watching this chat. So while you're finishing a game that you may be bored of, but you want the trophy or you want just to be able to say I finished it, or you only have so much money to buy so many games, so you're going to finish what you've got. And I respect all of those reasons. But for me, especially now that I do this show, I need to kind of know what's going on so I can talk about it. And so, yeah, I'm going to play as much as I can. And like I played Prince of Persia, the demo. I've played it 3 times. That's how much I enjoyed it. See, Addy Pie, that's what's funny is even the way you phrase it is the reason I don't finish a lot of games. He says, Jaffe's the only man I've ever seen who claims to love games so much but can't even bother finishing them. The fact that you chose the word bother implies it's a burden to finish. I will finish a game if it keeps my interest. So far, Sea of Stars is keeping my interest. So far, Elden Ring, which even though I haven't finished, is my favorite game of all time, and I've played the fuck out of it, I'm still going back to it over 2 years later because that's how engaging it is.
Jaffe, don't act like we didn't all see you on your webcam when you forgot to turn it off. You took off your latex mask. You had a mustache. You twirled it, and you went, this game is beneath me. I don't think I'll finish it. We all saw it. We were all there.
Sometimes they just don't land. Sometimes they just don't land, Bukaki. And the best thing you can learn from Johnny Carson, the late great Johnny Carson, is when the joke doesn't land, acknowledge it and make that the joke, because that one, I can't help you with that one. But anyway, listen to me though, Bukaki Drive By. Like Baldur's Gate. No. Vincent says, I haven't finished that game, but it's still great. Right, I haven't finished it either, but I love it. I absolutely love it. If a game can't hold your attention, it doesn't deserve more just because you have it, says Ian. Right, 100%. And again, I want to tell you something. There is a real, if you really care about this conversation, more than just sort of, you have to be right about everything. Ian's got a really good point. It's a very, when you look at the way people play games, their behavior patterns when it comes to subscription games, like on Game Pass or PS Plus versus games people buy, they will finish. The finish rate is higher on games people buy.
Hey, Mr. Jaffe, thanks for your transparency on mental health.
Makes sense.
You're a maverick. What's your pick for most ADHD-friendly games?
I will get to that in just a second. Thank you for that, Emmanuel. It makes sense, but it suggests that the reason people are playing and finishing is because they're financially invested, not because they necessarily really want to. Right? I don't sit there and watch. It's like I'll walk away from a series that I'm into if the series goes bad, because it doesn't really cost me anything. But if I've paid for a game, sure, I'm more inclined to actually sit there and maybe, I don't want to buy another game for another month, so I'm going to try to finish this. There are these incentives that are totally based on your own desires that have nothing to do with the quality of the experience. And, I'm just telling you that when you play that way, your contributions to the critiquing of said game, it needs that disclaimer. Absolutely.
Yeah, I play Starfield on Game Pass, and I'm probably not going to finish it.
Right.
And I don't really feel that bad about it because I didn't pay fucking $70.
And I played Starfield on Game Pass, and I finished it twice.
Although I do keep seeing shit about when you do New Game Plus that makes me want to go back, but I'm like, is it worth it?
It's neat, but if I just told you off camera or you just looked it up, you'd go, oh, okay, that's pretty neat. But it's not like, oh my God, you have to experience the New Game Plus. But
I guess there's different things that can happen.
It's a neat twist that intentionally and interestingly marbles into the fiction. So it's not just like you've unlocked New Game Plus. It's totally tied into the story that's being told from the very beginning, and in that, it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, I finished Starfield. I loved it. As to the super chat, Emmanuel says, Jaffe, thanks for your transparency on mental health. You're a maverick. What is your pick for most ADHD friendly game? Well, I would say Marvel Snap right now, right? Or Sudoku. Yep, Sudoku is a game that I love to play lately. Games like that are like, Wordle I love to play. New York Times has a game called Mini Crossword and Connections I love to play. I like, but right now I'd say Marvel Snap. I can, a hand of Marvel Snap will take you about 4 to 5 minutes at most. Sometimes it's like 2 minutes, but there's lots of colors and lots of payoffs and all that shit. It's good stuff.
You make it sound like those little building blocks for toddlers or something. They're so colorful and they only go in a certain spot, so it really holds your attention.
I know, but that's the ADD, baby. Listen, here, I want to tell you guys something because this is a short show today. I'm about to go do an interview with what I hear, and I don't fact check these, so people send me emails and stuff and say, hey, Jaffe, would you like to come on the biggest gaming podcast in Sweden? And I'm like, sure. And I'm going to go do that right now, but it could be 2 guys in a room and no one listens to it except their mom, but that's okay. I don't mind. So I'm going to go do that, but I do want to let you know, seriously, if you are a member or if you are considering becoming a member, don't forget, tonight we have Pot and Popcorn coming up. We are watching, again, as a refresher, Zombie Ass, Toilet of the Dead, which is the Knees Bees.
What the fuck?
It's great. And we're watching Brain Dead. This starts at 4 o'clock California time. And it's members only watch. If you're a member, join in the Discord, and there'll be some information on where to go to watch the movies with us. Totally legal, totally free. So hopefully we'll see you there. And if not, I'll see you on next week's shows. We'll have the morning show longer than this one. I'm sorry this was such a short episode. We'll have the morning show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we'll have Gabbin' and Games Tuesday. Oh, no, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Gabbin' and Games is now moved to Tuesday and Friday. And we'll do something with members on Saturday. So be well. Bukaki, thank you. Hopefully we'll see you at the movies tonight. You coming to the motion picture show? You going to wear a dress?
What time is it?
4 o'clock.
Yeah, I can watch one of them.
You goddamn right. All right. We'll see you later, Bukaki. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks. See ya.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not gonna leave.
Oh, you goddamn right. Now listen, let me tell you guys something. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the rest of your weekend is fantastic. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys soon. Here's Goodbye. Thanks, guys. Thanks, chat. Thanks, mods. Thanks, members.